Hello folks, Chore here and welcome back to the R2 breakdown, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Ferrari F430 Scuderia. So I actually found out something about this car yesterday from the master, and that is that this thing is actually battled with a supercharger. So the max tune will be available for the members, but the ideal test price is 86.7, so this is gonna be interesting. I don't have all that much experience with this car. In fact, I did run previously with the turbo on, but obviously it's better with a supercharger. As you guys can see, I guess I can just like demonstrate that, there you go, turbo adds more weight than power, so it's actually better with a supercharger. You learn something new every day, but this thing, well, with turbo it's 988, with the supercharger it's 989. It's not all that quick, I'm gonna be honest. This thing is gonna be a really niche car still. In fact, previously with the turbo it was absolutely useless. The R8, for example, was quicker and more consistent, and now it's just a glorified R8. It can be potentially slightly quicker. It does do high 7.7s. Let me show you guys how to run this thing. Okay, so I'm still learning the shifts, but the way it works for me, the release is basically as soon as the second light comes on, and after that I just shift the first gear as late as I can without clicking it, and then I just shift right before it goes into the red bars. It seems to be working out. I am getting like consistent low 7.8, which obviously is still not gonna beat an R8, so this thing, I'm not sure if it's gonna be exactly useful to bait R8s, because the R8s are really easy to drive, really consistent, and this thing's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to drive, but it's so much more valuable than an R8, and it's not like one of the more expensive cars in the game, but it's still considerably more valuable than the R8. Okay, messed up the launch 2 times in a row, but it really doesn't matter. Like, as long as you get, there you go, cross at 7.7. In this game, like I say a lot of times, there you go, almost 7.7. It really doesn't matter if you get the perfect launch. You just need to launch at vaguely similar RPMs. Just don't get traction loss or foul, and the ROM won't be destroyed. So I'm just gonna race the pinks on a Bentley. The Bentley's quicker, but okay, let's do the pink slip. Oh, questionable RT. We'll see. I think the Bentley is a comeback car. He's coming. Crossed at 7.8, so we actually got a pink slip in this car. I was not expecting to pink slip another Scuderia, and that was wow, an R8 could kick our ass with a time like this. We got lucky on this one, but I'll take it. Alright, so Yui apparently wants to pink slip. Shout out to this guy. I've been in lobbies for 28 minutes now. This thing is a chore to pink slip. Seriously, it's not... Like, people don't know that this thing is actually not one of the quickest tier 5 cars, and therefore cars like the R8 will not pink slip it because they think it's, much quicker than it actually is. And really, it's like a premium version of the R8. It's nice to drive, but it's just such a chore to pink slip. I'm really not enjoying, trying to find pinks with this car. So regardless if I win or lose, this is going to be the last pink slip for this episode. Alright, best of luck to you. Let's do this. The R8 is gonna come back on this car. Let's see. Cross at 7.8. That was not the best time for me, but it seems like we do actually win it. Okay, he could have had me there with the R8. Yeah, that's gonna be a GG. I ran pretty mediocre times on both of the pink slips, so I would say that I got lucky there. Alright, so 32 minutes after I started recording, we're back in the garage. We did 2 pink slips and I actually got to keep the car, which is a nice bonus, but this thing, I cannot recommend it at all. This thing is way too niche and way too expensive to be a car to be pink slipped frequently. Honestly, it could potentially be quicker than an R8, but the R8, in my opinion, is nicer to drive. It's easier to shift. This thing just doesn't have any use, to be honest, and it's cool, it's really cool, but it's never gonna be a viable option for pings, and I would not be surprised if I never ping slip the F430 again. It's nice to look at, but that's about it. There is just a lot of better tier 5 cars out there, so if I had to rank this thing, honestly, it's nice to drive, and that's the reason why it's gonna get a 7 out of 10, which is still a decent rating, and I think I might be a bit generous, but this thing is just... it's useless for ping slips, that's all it is. So thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next episode of R2 Breakdown. Take care.